So Ultra Instinct is out, and it is time for the full breakdown of this skill right here. I have tested out all the ways that this skill can dodge. What it can dodge, what it can't dodge, we'll be going over. We'll be going over the stat buffs, or, well, I guess you could say lack thereof stat buffs, as you guys will see what I'm talking about in this video when we get into the training mode. We'll also be going over the features of it. As you guys can see when you read over here, it says unlock your true potential and awaken a power beyond that of a god. Consume stamina to automatically dodge attacks. Use X after dodging to counterattack, and triangle while guarding to charge ki. Basically, you get access to Surging Spirit without actually having a charge skill on your preset with Ultra Instinct. Your normal and charge ki blast are improved as well, and I will talk about that. And in one way it's kind of good, and then in another way it's kind of not good at the same time when it comes to that ki blast part. But overall, right now, I will say without a doubt this Awoken is very cool, very fun, but I don't know how necessarily PvP viable this Awoken skill is going to be, in comparison at the very least to the other top Awokens in the game, like Super Saiyan Blue Evolution and Super Saiyan Blue. But with that being said, let's jump into the training mode, my boys.
A few moments later.
Alright y'all, here we are in training. Now the first thing that I do want to say is, just like Beast, as you guys see right here, it does take 5 bars of ki. You can look at my ki right now before it auto refills. It does take 5 bars to actually transform. Not only do you need 5 bars, but it consumes those 5 bars at the same time. Now, let's talk about stat buffs, or, well, I guess you could say lack thereof stat buffs when it comes to this Awoken skill right here. I'm just going to do a full-on heavy combo, right? Full-on heavy combo right now, 3,505 damage. It's really not a lot, but also keep in mind I don't have any stats on my basic or anything like that right now. I'm still kind of thinking about how I want to redo my build with all the new points and then Ultra Instinct at the same time. But looking at the same combo without Ultra Instinct on, 3,505 damage. The damage is literally exactly the same. Now let's take a look at Kamehameha. Kamehameha in his face uncharged, 3,380 damage, right? Now let's do the same thing while we are in Ultra Instinct. And once again, as you guys will see, in his face, 3,380 damage. Now let's take a look at Super Godfish. Maybe at least strike skills get a buff when it comes to damage. 2,198, and then once we de-transform, once again, 2,198. So this is an Awoken skill, and the very first Awoken skill that literally gives you 0 stat buffs across the board. Now I don't know if you gain a defensive buff, it wouldn't really make sense for you to, considering you do get the ability of auto dodge, which we're about to go over how that completely works in a quick second. But again, you don't get any stat buffs at all when it comes to this Awoken skill right here. Now let's talk about the auto dodge feature and what you can actually dodge with this Awoken. And basically, guys, what it comes down to is you can dodge any kind of regular type of attack for the most part. You can dodge normal attacks, like just normal basic combos, right? You can dodge normal ki blast, and then you can also dodge grabs. Those are the 3 things that you can dodge. You cannot dodge strike supers, you cannot dodge obviously ki supers, you can't even dodge command grabs, as you guys will see in this clip right here that I'm showing from the homie Shad. Shout out to my homie Shad for helping me. As you guys can see in this, you see me dodging ki blast, you also see me not dodging a charge ki blast, then you can see me not dodging a grab, and then also not dodging a command grab at the same time. So you see those right there. But now let's set the CPU to just, I guess, normal or strong, and you'll see you can dodge normal attacks as well. So basically what you're able to dodge with this, like I said, is anything normal based. My damn phone is going crazy. People are blowing me up right now with all the stuff that is going on. I mean, I'm posting videos like crazy, but again, all the things you can dodge are normal based stuff. So normal combos, normal ki blasts, not charged ones, and then normal grabs, not command grabs that are actually strike supers. Because as you guys will now see, when we switch the AI to Super Attack 2, which is Burning Slash, right? I will not be able to dodge this. I do get hit by that. And of course, when we switch it to Super Attack 1 with Burning Attack, this will also definitely hit me at the same time. Boom. As you guys can see, again, the only things you can dodge are normal based attacks with this right here. Now, of course, once you dodge anything with this Awoken, you can use that counter. Hold up, watch out, Trunks. Come attack me normally. You can use this counter right here, but keep in mind, as you see before my key auto refills, it does take 2 bars. Why is he doing that again? Alright, let's hope that he attacks me normally, and he does, and as you can see right there, it does take exactly 2 bars of key to use this counter right here that is doing around, again, 2,500 to 3,000 damage. Now, the counter that you can use while actually using this Awoken, like while you're activating this Awoken to prevent yourself from being stamina broken, is one that is honestly very, very good in my opinion. It's one of the better parts about this Awoken in my opinion overall, because, well, it kind of makes it to where you can't be stamina broken if someone tries to burst dash at you, making up for the long animation that it actually does have. So I'm going to de-transform here. Why are you doing that, Trunks, you dumbass? I'm gonna transform now, right? Now, you can see this one does take, it seems at least, like it takes 5 bars of key, because 5 bars of key immediately went away when I used this, right? But at the same time, you have to keep in mind that this is automatically taking 5 bars of key when you transform anyway. So technically, this counter right here is 100% free, but does do 1,952 damage and does lock you in that animation afterwards. Now, your opponent does get knocked away fairly far, so they can't really like catch up to you or like come back to you and get a free combo or anything like that. But keep in mind, that version does do less damage, which makes sense considering, well, it doesn't take any key at all. It's literally a free counter at that point in time, only when you are in the middle part of your transformation. Okay, we gotta interrupt what was going on with this video right here, because I just showed you guys the damage outputs of the counter when you are transforming and when you are already transformed, right? But that damage is also affected by your basic attack. Now, I do have 200. I put my stats up to 200 on my basic. I'll literally show the screenshot so you guys can see it, because I wanted to see and test how high this counter truly can go at its maximum potential when you have 200 points in your basic attack, right? And as you guys saw, or you can see on the damage thing right there, it shows 3,248. We'll do it again, and again, 3,248 damage is what I'm getting. So with my basic attack at 0, I was getting basically 2,600 damage with 2,589, and with my basic attack at 200, I'm getting 3,248. So the damage difference isn't that much, but your basic definitely does affect how much damage is dealt when it comes to this version of the counter. Now, when it comes to the version of the counter when you're actually transforming, this dumb ass. Oh, it actually, okay, it's still, that is something that's odd. That is something interesting to actually think about right there, because I did not know. Usually you cannot dodge or counter anything that is like key based or anything like that, but it seems during the transformation you can dodge key based skills. As you saw with that ultimate Trunks tried to use, I was able to dodge it. So now we're going to de-transform again. Okay, we actually got the hit off this time. So the damage, it does not seem that the damage is affected at all on this version of the counter, because you see it's 1952 still here this time around, which is what it was when I had 0 on my basic. So I wanted to interrupt the video just to explain that really quick, because that is something that I didn't think about while actually recording this. So your damage can range from anywhere, again, between like 2,500 to 3,300, depending on how much basic and how your build overall is with this Awoken skill and the counter that does come along with it. So with that being said, back to the video. Now, let's talk about actually being stamina broken still though with this transformation right here, because as you guys are going to see with this clip, this is another shout out to homie Shad. I basically had him block the impact frame, because all Awokens have an impact frame when you actually activate them, right? And if you block the impact frame of Ultra Instinct, as you guys can see, it is actually able to be stamina broken. So that is something you do have to keep in mind with this Awoken skill right here. It's not like, oh, just because, you know, you can use the counter part of it and it has a counter, you can just transform in front of somebody's face. Because if you transform in their face and they block the impact frame, you are going to be stamina broken, and then, well, most likely you are going to die after that at that point in time and lose the match. So with that being said, let's now talk about the special features of this Awoken skill that come with it, with the different ki blasts, and also the ability with the I guess you could say automatic charge skill, because in a sense this skill, or this Awoken, gives you a charge without actually needing a charge in any way, shape, or form. I'm kind of pissed I hit restart, did not mean to do that. So let's go back into Ultra Instinct. I'm going to use a time skip Molotov, or actually no, I don't even need to do that because my ki is already down. So what you have to do to activate the charge or the Surging Spirit with your CAC in this form is you have to hold down block, and then you also have to use triangle. And as you see, we are using Surging Spirit, and it works just like Surging Spirit does, or Ultimate Charge does, speeding up your charge as you go. The longer you hold it, the faster your charge is going to be with this right here. And again, this is something that comes with the transformation and not actually on your preset. Yes, I do have Ultimate Charge on, but you can see the animations are definitely much different. That is a Surging Spirit animation that I'm getting right there, and that is how you use it. You have to hold the block button, and then also you hold triangle at the same time. So that's one of the special features, which is pretty cool without a doubt that it does come with that. Now I will say I don't see how PvP viable that necessarily is, and considering that this skill doesn't get any stat buffs at all, I don't really see it. Like, it would be very good for PvE, because that would be a one less charge skill you have to use. Like, you don't have to have that charge skill, you could have another skill on your preset and still have a charge ability. But at the same time, again, I don't see people using this in PvE at all, due to the fact that you don't get any stat buffs unless you're just really trying to have some fun and counter the computer like hell, right? So that's one of the special features it comes with. The other is the fact that it changes your ki blast. Now, it changes your ki blast to Soaring Fist, or the first variation of Soaring Fist, and then Spirit Pulse. Now, they are both weaker versions of those moves. As you guys see, 680 damage, but it acts just like Soaring Fist. Now also, you cannot use it multiple times or throw out consecutive ones like you can with a normal ki blast, as you guys see right here. Like, I'm spamming the hell out of it, and that's all I'm getting. So keep that in mind with the Soaring Fist variation of the special ki blast. But if you charge it, you do get Spirit Impulse, as you see right there. Now, with Soaring Fist taking place of the normal ki blast, you no longer have a regular ki cancel. You still have somewhat of a decent one, I guess you could say, because, you know, as you can see, I'm able to dash somewhat quickly afterwards, but it's definitely not the instantaneous dash that you're able to get and you are granted with a normal ki cancel at the same time. So if you're someone who doesn't use ki cancels, this is an amazing feature for you without a doubt. But if you are someone who does ki cancel, this may be something that deters you from actually using this transformation right here. But it does work just like Soaring Fist does. Like, as you guys see, off a knockaway, able to use it, and then combo extend just like Soaring Fist does with the regular skill. It's just, again, you cannot use the multiple variation of it where you throw out more than one, and it cannot be used in a sense where, like, you spam it like a normal ki blast would. You can only use it like that, and again, it does take place of your ki cancel at the same time. Now, besides that, I mean, those are all the special features of this skill. Everything you can dodge with this skill, you know, all the stat buffs, even though, again, there really aren't any. And it makes me feel, you know, almost a little bit confused as to how good this Awoken actually is in terms of a PvP format. In PvE, like I said, it's really not a good Awoken at all, because PvE, for the most part, unless you're someone who just enjoys PvE and enjoys playing the computer, god damn it, phone, ow, I just hit myself in the back. My phone is pissing me. I gotta put it on silent. It's going off so much. But it is not an Awoken that you want to use in PvE unless you are someone who just enjoys fighting the computer, and then you can use like all the counter abilities and all things like that to have fun with it in that form. But most of us, when we play PvE, parallel quest raids, we're trying to rack up damage as much as we can and as fast as possible, right? Well, this is definitely not the Awoken skill for that. And then when it comes to PvP, the simple fact that it does not have any stat buffs in any way, shape, or form makes me feel a little bit odd. I just really don't know where necessarily right now to place this Awoken skill in terms of actual PvP viability. Like, it's not a bad PvP Awoken by any means. I just don't think as of right now, based off of what I'm seeing, it doesn't compare with like Super Saiyan Blue Evolution or Super Saiyan Blue at the same time. I would much rather use those skills where I'm getting a 25% or 35% increase to all my stat categories along with the other buffs that come with those skills than UI to where I'm just able to dodge normal base attacks and counter at the same time. So again, I don't know necessarily where I stand with it and how good it is and how viable it is in terms of a PvP setting, but it definitely is the funnest, most unique, and the coolest Awoken that we have in this game, without a doubt. So let me know though, what you guys think about this Awoken, with its special features, with the surging spirit, the change in the ki blast, the fact that you have auto dodge that comes along with the armbar counter. What do you think about that? And do you think all those things are worth it, not having any stat buffs at all? Because again, this is the first Awoken we've ever seen on this game that does not have any stat buffs in any way, shape, or form. So I just, again, I'm a little bit perplexed, I guess you could say, when it comes to this, and I just don't know where I would place it in terms of, like, if I did a tier list on Awoken skills for PvP, I don't know where this Awoken exactly would be, because again, the counter is cool, but it does take 2 bars of ki. And then also you do have the auto dodge feature, but of course it does take a bar of stamina at the same time, and the counter is not the most damaging counter in the world. I feel like, I mean, it's obviously better than putting a regular counter on your build, because this is a counter that works off of the dodge. Like, after you dodge, you're able to press X and do it. It's not nearly as strict, or I guess you could say it's much easier to use this counter than any other counter in the game, but at the same time, it's 2 bars worth only like 2,500 to 3,000 damage. I don't know at the end of the day. Like, again, I'm really on the fence with this Awoken skill when it comes to PvP, but let me know what you guys think after seeing how this Awoken skill works. What do you think about it? Do you think it is a good PvP Awoken? Do you think it's not a good PvP Awoken? Do you think it's okay? Let me know where you stand with it, because again, the simple fact that there are no stat buffs just really has me a little bit confused, because this is something we've never seen before when it comes to a Xenoverse 2 Awoken skill. But at the same time, I guess you could say this was their way of actually balancing the skill, because if it did have stat buffs and it did have all this auto dodge with the counters as well, it would be kind of OP without a doubt. I mean, even if it was just a 15% increase across the board, that definitely would be pretty damn OP. So again, let me know where you stand, because as you guys can see right now, my mind and my stance on where this Awoken falls in terms of PvP viability and how good it is compared to some of the others besides Blue Evolution and Super Saiyan Blue, I just really do not know at this point in time. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. But as always, man, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Until next time, hope you guys have a good one. Peace, y'all.